Hey everybody, and welcome back to the non-league adventure with me, GGB365, playing Football Manager 2016. This is Season 2, Episode 3, playing as Curzon Ashton Football Club. Getting into the first screenshot that we've got here. This is where we left you last time. We just drew a 1-1 with Solihull Mars. Fairly disappointing result, we were 1-0 up. But as you can see here, Jordan Thewlis, top goal scorer with 5 goals. High average rating is Mark McKee, that loan signing. Doing very well for us so far. Again, just noting here that we are £5,000, spending £5,000 a week when we should only be spending 4. So into the first game, I believe. Yep. No, this is where we left you. We had an even game. We're slightly edged on the possession. They slightly edged us on the shots front. Although they only had 2 on target, we had 7, and we drew 1-1. We got a late goal, but they got an even later one a couple of minutes later. Fairly disappointing, but oh no, we're still unbeaten at this point, so I can't really complain. Then we had a game against Bradford Park Avenue against our arch nemesis James Walshaw. Fortunately, we kept him very quiet. They had one really good chance, but Baird came out in the clutch for us. Is that the right way to put it? Probably not. So this is a good thing about having a decent squad. You might notice here, look at the fitness levels over here, and then have a look at the fitness levels over here. Only Matthew Flynn really is one of the surviving players. Well, him and I think Ty Phillips are probably the surviving players from the game 2 days previous, which was against Solihull Mars. Joe Guest, former player of course, having a pretty poor game at left back for them. But yeah, Sedjic coming in to help us out with a couple of goals recently, and Matt McKee getting on the score sheet as well. So that was a very good result for us. So I've just realised I could have got rid of all these black lines, but I'll do that for next video. I thought that the first one was going to be affected. Never mind. Something to learn. So that brought us on to the next game, which is again 2-0 against Kettering. This time Jordan Thewlis with 2 goals. The most pleasing aspect of this game though was this here. They had 2 shots all game, 0 on target, albeit they are a team that recently got promoted. I'm not gonna take any defeats really lightly to any teams that have just come up, because theoretically they should be a lot worse than us. Obviously there is a select few. I remember when Chester saw up the non-leagues to get back to where they are now, which is in the Vanarama National League. Excuse me, still full of a bit of cold. But yeah, it was pretty concerning at one point, because it was 0-0 up until the 70th minute. Why I was on about that fact. I'm thinking, hey, they're going to FM us here. We've had all the chances, albeit not that many, but we've had all the play, all the chances. They're going to get us with a sucker punch here. Unfortunately, Jordan Thewlis came and saved us there, which brings us to a record, an unbeaten record of 10 games, and there they all are. We've got 8 wins and 2 draws against Chorley and Solihull Moors, 2 teams that I don't think I've beaten yet. I may have beaten Chorley, I'm not sure, early on in the first season, but it's a good record to have. Then we went away to 3rd place Lowestoft, and I'm thinking this is going to be a tough game. This turns out it wasn't. We completely dominated. The large bulk of their shots, I think, were blocked, or long shots, and we just never look like losing. I mean, Gorman got a hat trick here playing at left wing, and yeah, it was his first goals for the club. Danny Morton set the first 2 up, and I can't remember what they set up the second and the third. The first one, it was a bit of a ricochet and all the defence, and you headed it in, so no one really got an assist. But that was a very good result. I will note this. I don't want to tempt fate, but we have been very lucky so far. We've not had a single injury. Whether that's because I've tried to avoid signing players that have got injury problems. I like to think that's what it is. But fortunately, no one's got injured as of yet. We then played Guiseley, former team in terms of last season. I used them because they were in the same division as what we're in now. We won 2-1. I scored 2 goals in 4 minutes, but they scored the very next minute, making it a bit nervous for the rest of the game. But look at the possession front, looked fairly comfortable. Didn't have many chances. Thought that were a bit of a shame, but nevertheless we got the win that we probably deserved. Gareth Bradbury, a regen who scored past us, apparently Must be a decent player because he's starting every game for them. So yeah, that's that. That's that game. Another good result for us. And then we've set an unbeatable Curzon Ashton record. I always seem to say that we've set and then I see set, and then it just completely confuses me. And it's 12 games unbeaten, which is very, very good. Then we went to Solihull. Sorry, we had a home game against Solihull Moors in the FA Cup second round of qualifying. We won 1-0. We finally broke our duck against Solihull Moors. As you can see down here, it was a very, very poor game. 4 shots each. I think they actually had a clear-cut chance, which fortunately Baird saved, hence his 7.4 rating, I think. We got a penalty early on. Ben Atkinson made no mistake. Keeper dived the right way, but it was just too well placed. And then, somehow I didn't get the manager of the month for the second month running. I came second, which I found was a little bit bizarre. We both had exactly the same win ratio. We didn't concede anywhere near as many goals as them. Yes, they scored more, but that's probably edged it because they scored more goals. It's more exciting. I don't know, but never in danger of coming anywhere less than second because Kevin Wilkin, who was the Brackley manager, he only had a 60% win ratio. So with that leaves us in first place still. 5 points clear of second place at Leamington, who are the team in form at the minute. I'm pretty sure we've got to play them soon. I don't think we've just played them. No, I don't remember playing them. And we've got Brackley. I think that's the next fixture. Yeah, it is. And I don't know what I'm talking about with Leamington. But Leamington are, I think, the favourites to go down, or maybe the second favourites to go down. So, they're obviously playing above all expectations at the moment. Scoring lots of goals and conceding lots of goals. But we've got the best goal difference by far. 20 goals. We've hardly conceded. That's the one thing that this tactic has been providing us. It's been providing us a solid foundation for for attacks, because obviously we're defending well, we're not conceding goals that much, so it's allowing us to push forward a bit more, maybe change from standard to attacking a couple of times, and it's working. It's paying dividends. One thing I will note on this screenshot is our overall balance has now gone to £114,620. We've lost 50,000, just over 50,000 so far this year. And the last screenshot before I get into the game is our projection finances. By the end of this season, it's working out that we're going to be 500 grand in the red. So what I'm going to be looking to do is one of two options, if it's possible, is having a decent cup run, which will pay for that. Which that means I get to the first, second round, maybe at the push third round if we can squeeze it and get in one of the big boys. That'll solve all our money problems. Otherwise, we might have to sell a player, but one that's got to be performing exceptionally well. If someone comes in with a high money bid of like over $250,000 or something like that, it's not going to solve all the problems, but it would help. Failing that, it's clearing some of the players that aren't getting many games. As it stands, though, we've got all the players are rotating really well. There's hardly anyone who's not playing. I think there's 2 players that aren't playing that I could probably get rid of. That's Sam Minion and Liam Blake, which a few people have come in for Liam Blake and our reserve goalkeeper, but they've refused to go. I've not stood in their way. They just don't want to go, which is fine by me. So I'll rejoin you in the game. In the tactic screen for the next game. Be with you in a second. So this is going to be how we line up against Brackley today. Brackley are going very well in the league so far. I think, they're third in the league, but we've already played someone third in the league, and they got spanked, so I'm hoping for a similar result. They're on 21 points. They've lost 2, notably against State. I can't even speak now. Stalybridge and Nuneaton, 3-1 and 2-1 respectively. They've drawn 3 games against Worcester Hyde and Heddersford, and obviously they've won 6 games. You can see them there. We're doing very well still. I'd like to see the full table if possible. Oh, by the way, this is something I should have done right at the beginning. We are predicted to finish 18th, so that's like an indication as to where they think we're going to finish. And we're top of the league at the minute. We're flying, and Leamington, who are predicted to be bottom, are second. So 2 teams are projected to be struggling, flying at the moment, which is very, very good. So going back into it, Brackley, Their best player is Soufiane El Bekri from Algeria. He does look the part. He's got some decent stats there. His acceleration is definitely one to look out for. He's a quick player in the centre of the park. Decent passing, decent vision, decent flair as well. All round play is pretty good. I'm just hoping that we can nullify him. His technique is very good as well. He's only little, so maybe we can boss him like by out strengthening him, like turn beast mode on or something. So he's a player to look out for. Hugh Johnson was like the player of the season last season. Very, very good player, 23 years old. Tells us to sign him whatever the price, but I don't think we can. He's got no interest in coming on loan. Apparently there's no interest anyway, but it's to sign him whatever the price. I would like to sign him if possible, but I don't think we can because it means paying out some money, and we've got no wages anyway, so never mind. That is who we're going to be facing. So the team today is, which is how I should have started this part of the video, is we're going to start with Baird in goal as per usual. The sweeper keeper, Morton Downey again, the fullbacks is playing in the wing-backs role. Ashworth the normal central defender, can't even speak again. Flynn the covering defender. Bell, McKee and Atkinson the midfield trio. The two ball winners as usual, Atkinson and Bell. McKee taking the place, should I say, instead of Liam Thompson. I might regret that because obviously he's a big tall player, but he's not in a defensive role, so I don't think it's going to matter that much. Phillips on the right, Gorman on the left, and here is Sejic stuck in the middle with them. As a deep line forward with attack. So he's done okay in the last couple of games. As you can see, look at the average ratings for the last 5 games. There's only Ryan Bell that's not really performing to his full potential, and you could argue Ty Phillips as well. But everyone else is at least above 7.2 average rating, which is absolutely fantastic. And for the whole season as well, there's only Bell that's under a 7. Oh, sorry, I didn't see that there. There's Alex Baird as well. But to be fair, it's a bit harsh on him because that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to show the full table stages. We've conceded 4 goals and scored 24, which is fantastic. So that's what we're looking at. Our defence is at this moment in time is an absolute rock. So I'm hoping that will continue here against Brackley. So let's get into the game. We've set to that's why, because it was an FA Trophy thing. So you two unfortunately are going to miss out. It's the usual suspects. I don't play with a goalkeeper unless there's 7 subs on the bench. I just think it's a waste of a sub, unless, of course, because it's that rare that you're going to need them. One game might not cost you, it might do, but for how good Cameron Mason is probably not really up to it compared to Baird. So, yeah, I know it's cost me in the past, and I know I've got it on, I'm pretty sure I've got it on video somewhere. We're not the favourites, which is kind of surprising of how well they've been doing. So I can't really be as aggressive as I want to be, which is a pain in the ass. When you're massive favourites, it's best to be aggressive because morale is that high. I'm even tempted to do it now. There's only Mark McKee, Ryan Bell, and Sejic that aren't even. In fact, you know what? Aggressively, this is a good option. Get revenge. That usually gives us a lot of green. And then say that I've got faith. And hopefully everyone will be green here. You let me down, Baird. Right, so let's get into the game. Everyone's motivated. Ryan Bell's gained confidence. Sejic looks happy and ready to go. Let's get into this game. McKee starts to get us forward, or move us forward. A few players have shown a bit of improvement as well in training. It's one thing as well that's been stressed, and I have to agree, is if people are performing well in training, like the end of the month training, if they're performing well, praise them for it. Tell them it's not gone unnoticed. If they are training poorly, let them know. They will probably realise that themselves that they aren't putting enough effort in, and maybe do something about it. I know one of the players, I can't remember who it was exactly, but one of the players wasn't doing very much in the way of training. Mentioned it next month. They were on the most impressive list, so I praise them, which is very good to see. McKee now, though, finding Sejic. She's in an advanced position, but he's blazed it over the bar. First real chance of the game. We are away from home, so a point would be a good result at this stage. But obviously, we're looking for all 3 points. The more points we can gain early on, the less we have to worry about the comments about relegation, and we can focus on maybe trying to push up the league and push up the leagues, should I say? Try and maybe at least get a playoff spot. But am I thinking too far ahead at this moment in time? El Beckery loses out to McKay there. Well, that's pretty good actually, because I was a bit worried that he wouldn't be able to outstrength thing. But there we go. That's a great ball in from Downey, and Sedic headers in with great aplomb. I'm pretty sure his heading stat is pretty good actually, to be fair. His jumping's only 4, but his heading's 9, so that's probably a reason why it's gone in. But yeah, great overlapping run from Downey. Great ball in, and Sedic there, keeper in no man's land. He could have come and collected that in my opinion, Matthews, but I'm grateful that he didn't. And that puts us 1-up in a very strong position early on in this game. It's pleasing to see. Downey the captain. That's one thing I didn't mention. I changed the captain. Dieter Downey is now the captain, and Pursehouse, believe it or not, is the vice captain. So what's happening is, when I'm rotating, Pursehouse goes to the right, he's the captain. So I've always got a captain that's, well, either captain or vice captain starting. Unless injury occurs or something, God forbid, then that's the only time. And what I mean is to Morton, if he gets injured, then that's the only time both of them will be playing. But the idea is to rotate the squad, keep everyone happy as I can, and then we're laughing basically. But here comes McKee now. He finds Sedic with a decent ball forward. A lovely ball to say he's got vision 1 and passing 5. And it's a return ball, but he's kicked it straight into Matthews' hands, who's grateful. Look at his position in there. He had all this area of the goal to aim for. He's hit it straight at him. So I'm going to be pretty disappointed with that. Excuse me. But here come Brackley now on the attack with a throw. We find Sam Smith, that man who has punished us several times and punished a lot of teams last season. He was a top scorer last season. It's ricocheting all over the place, blocks going everywhere, and that's great defending, great commitment and desire there to stop the ball from getting towards Baird and his goal. Flynn heads away though, and El Beckery loses out to Bell, who plays a long ball forward and nearly gets to Sedic, but unfortunately Simmons was there to stop it. Here comes El Beckery. He's got a bit of space to find a pass, but he opts to shoot, but it's blocked. Brackley just started to come into this game now after 27 minutes. Loose ball though, Simmons leaves it for some reason. I think he could have made that if he did just maybe 3 steps that way. There's a yellow card coming for McKee. Oh no, gets off with a warning. It's pleasing to see though, and we don't have the quickest team. There's a lot of emphasis on pace, it seems, on this year's Football Manager. And our fastest players is Danny Morton with 13 pace, but his acceleration is only 10. But we're only really rocking 12 acceleration on all those players. Johnny Gorman's not the quickest. Tyflitz is 12 again. Mark McKee only 11 acceleration. So yeah, we're not rocking the fastest players in the world, and we're doing all right at this moment in time, which is very much pleasing to see, because sometimes you look for fast players and they're not actually that good. Sedic though strikes one from range, not entirely sure why. He had time to get it under control, pick his spot, but no, he opted to shoot and it went high and wide and not at all handsomely. Coming up to the halfway mark, there's going to be another highlight here which makes me nervous. Flynn wins the header. El Beckery tries to find Smith, but Ashworth is there, and he's been pretty solid since he's come in on a free transfer. And Atkinson sends Phillips on his way. He's found Sedic. That should be a goal, but it's not, because Matthews has saved it. It's a pretty tame effort after all that. But yeah, good ball from Atkinson. And we come to half time, 1-0 up. Only a couple of players doing reasonably well. The referee's been fairly lenient so far, which I'm very happy about. But we haven't played that well, really. All in all, there's only a handful of players that have. So I'm going to say, I mean, we are the underdogs, but we're performing really well. Morale's only good. It's a tricky one, this. I'm thinking aggressive, far from pleased, because they are playing above a 7. Only 3 players are. I'm going to go for that. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Yeah, he looks stressed. I'll leave that. I'll put not good enough for him. I'm not happy. And this guy, Johnny Gorman. And I'll leave. Well, I'll do this. Sorry. Sometimes it fires them up. Yeah, that works. A treat. This is what I like to see. Everyone fired up and motivated and buzzing and wanted to go. Buzzing like an old fridge. But yeah. Excuse me. Black is fouled by Ben Atkinson, but he gets away with just a whistle blow. For me, just kick fresh air, but I mean, you come up with your own view of that. Ashworth takes a quick free kick and it's making its way forward. Bell's got it now. He goes sideways to Atkinson. He finds McKee. Obvious pass is Morton and he finds him. He finds Phillips. He plays it square for McKee, who's had quite a few shots this season and scored quite a few from that advanced playmaker role. Whenever I've watched Tomsic play, he reluctantly shoots. He doesn't shoot that often. I wish he did. Although his finishing is only 6, but so is Mark McKee's, I think. That's a great pass from Bell, though. Got everyone off guard. Everyone thought he was going to shoot there, including myself. Bell. These options down the left, he's got none. You need to go back, mate. There's Flynn there. There's Downey coming up to help you. There he is. I realise every time I click it makes it skip, so I apologise. Sedic now. Not a bad ball, really. Just no one really anticipated it. That's a goal kick to Brackley. End of the chance. So, you know when a player's playing poor, when they've scored a goal and they've only got 6.9, that means they're probably only on about 6.2 because they've done bugger all else all game. But he scored the goal at the minute that matters. So it can stay on for a little bit longer, at least. Mark McKee's probably going to be one of the players coming off, which is a shame because I do like him. He plays really well, but his stamina is not the best. But Sedgic is there, and he's got it off the post. I actually thought he's hit the post and it's gone out for a corner at the other side. But that's a great finish. That puts us 2-0 up in a very strong position now going into the second half. We just don't want to throw this away now. 2 goals, like Morton down the line. Phillips picks it up. Deep cross, great ball in. This defender, no man's land there. No offside trap getting played there whatsoever. And that's 2 goals for Sedgic. So what I just said there, he's playing poorly. Now look at his rating now, 8.7. Fantastic game. So McKee is going to come off, unfortunately, because of his fitness issue. He's 70%, which I usually wait like 65, but you know what? I will. I'll wait while 65, where he gets to 65 fitness, because him and Downey, like, I can't really do anything about Downey, but if he gets to 65 fitness, I'll take him off. Gorman there with a header from the corner. Didn't realise he was so tall and good at heading, but apparently so. Heading's only 4, jumping 6. I'll take it. And that's 3-0, and this is looking quite, comprehensive. Gorman with his second headed goal of the season. Very good. And now the team are really playing well. Look at them. There's only Baird not playing well. So I'm gonna come to 70th minute and make the changes. El Bekri with a corner, headed away by Ashworth. That's what he's there for. He's decent in the air, in terms of his reach and his strength. Odiambo, El Bekri. We'll play this highlight out before I make a change. Don't want to unsettle the team. Here's Odiambo as a centre back. Great save from Baird. It's a corner. Don't like making changes on corners. Defensive ones anyway. Ball comes in. It's headed away. Back. Oh, there we go. That's end of highlights. So for me, this is now time to put Liam Thompson on as the advanced playmaker. If I do say attacking midfielder, I do apologise. I know it's probably the most annoying thing in the world. But like I said, I do apologise. And we are probably going to bring on... I'm not going to tick off Sedgic because he's on a hat-trick. If he gets a hat-trick, he'll probably come off. Ryan Bell's not playing brilliantly. He's on 6.9, but I'll leave him until probably the 80th minute because I'm going to bring on Luke Slater for Johnny Gorman. Because his Ty Phillips has got an 8.7 rating, which is making my decision a little bit easier. Also, the fact that he's a little bit fitter as well. So we'll go for that. So things definitely going to plan at the moment. Third in the place, Brackley. Third in the place. Third place in the league, Brackley. That's what I meant to say. So nothing much happening at the moment. Dieter Down is obviously very tired, but I've got to leave him on because I've got no other options. Danny Martin's having a good game as well. Last 10 minutes then. Neone, get yourself on for Ryan Bell, who's actually got a 7.2 average. 7.2 rating, so his average will go up. Trying to give Neone as many games as I can is because of his potential, but the thing that worries me about this is he's 24 years old, and I'm pretty sure when I get to 24 years old, that's when the potential really pretty much stops. That's what I think anyway. When I get to 25, it very slowly goes up. Does their star rating, if you like, ability rating? That's a great effort. It's just gone wide from the Brackley man. Didn't catch his name there. They've made a few changes. 2 defensively, 1 up front. I think it's Will Green. I'm not sure. 1 minute of injury time, and this is going to be a very good, very solid victory. Newman squaring it for El Bekri. Black forward to Green. Great tackle from Flynn. And Morton now. That's just exactly the epitome of what I'm wanting to achieve here. Not conceding many goals, showing commitment and desire there to put your foot in. And that's just fantastic, is that from Flynn. But yeah, this has been a pretty straightforward win. No clear-cut chances conceded. We've had 2 and then scored from a corner. Very well-rounded performance, and they are going to get a lot of credit here because that's third in the league. We weren't the favourites, so they're going to be passionately praised. Really special. Get that greenery. Yeah. That was a great win, and that leaves us 7 points clear. They're limiting the Drew 2-2 with Stalybridge. So we are now 7 points clear of second place, which is crazy paving, and also 13 points clear of 6th place in Eton. So in terms of the playoff positions, we're looking very well set at this moment in time, showing that we have signed well, which I like to think is down to me, obviously, because I made the signings, and I've just basically tried and tested and just brought in a few loanees, which is probably something I didn't do last time. I have tried, I think, in the past to get a affiliate in the first season. It doesn't work, so that's why I didn't really think of it in the first season. Don't know where my mind went there, but as you can see here, the fans are jubilant after the let's have a look at the match confidence after that game. 100% looking at that. Delighted, and I would be as well if I was a Curzon Ashton fan, which I might become one after playing with them on here. But our confidence, might as well have a look at this now. We're untouchable, which is one thing I meant to mention before, but it's definitely this. It says the team's fantastic overall performance in the Vanarama National League North has been a particular highlight. Despite the positives, the club's wage expenditure is still too high, and you will be required to address this. So yes, we recorded a loss of nearly 10,000 a month. That's what we're losing at the moment. Like I said, don't know what happened. I just turned 13 for the second time. Like I say, a good run in the FA Cup. Who knows? Who knows what we can achieve? 5 wins in a row. It's a new record as far as I'm aware. In my time, anyway, we've not had 5 wins in a row, but we're looking very well set for this league. And next game is Tamworth 2 days later, which is why it's important to have the big team. But the next game looks like it's going to be in the middle of November, unless there's an FA Cup game in between or something, because it could be when we've got Brackley. So if there's an FA Cup game in between, and it's the first game in November, we will be returning to that. Returning at that point, should I say. But otherwise, it'll be Boston United, who are currently third, and they're more likely going to be second, I reckon, by the time we get to that point. But it all depends. We've got to get past this game against Brackley, believe it or not. That's who we've got in the third qualifying round. If that's anything to go by, we should get through with relative ease. But as anyone will tell you, nothing is straightforward on Football Manager. Bad form can hit at any point. On my offline save, I remember the first season when I finished 7th. I was flying. I was in the top parts of the league, and then all of a sudden I went on a 10-game losing and drawing streak, and it ended up throwing us out of the playoff places completely, and we ended up finishing 7th, like I say. So anyway, that's where we're going to call this a video there. If you have enjoyed, why not press that like button? If you'd like to see as daily as possible videos of Football Manager, feel free to subscribe. If you think anyone else will enjoy this content, then please give them a shout. It'd be greatly appreciated. I don't know where they've come from recently, but I went from, at this point it's the 2nd of January, and last night I went from 111 subs to 115 all of a sudden by the time I've woke up. So I'm not entirely sure what content's been watched there, but if it is this, then that's brilliant. If not, then it's still brilliant. It might be some older stuff, like I've got a feeling it could be Command and Conquer stuff. I'm not sure. If you haven't watched that before or whatever, if you're old enough to remember Command and Conquer, why not give it a watch? I'm doing the covert operations at the minute simultaneously with this. So yeah, hopefully you have enjoyed, like I said, and we'll see you for the first game in November, whether it be FA Cup or against Boston. But until then, I will see you then. Bye bye.